how is everyone doing tonight? So I figured I would change up my nights. I know you guys like my lives, but I was running out of things to do. But wait till you see what we're doing tonight. It is pretty epic. So I tried this today, which I made a video, and that will be out on Saturday night. But I loved it so much, I was like, oh, I'm gonna show it live tonight. So I have the piece that I'm gonna do, and it is a seashell, but it is a little night light. So it's got the lights. Hey, Tammy. So we're gonna do a different version of this. So a friend of mine had asked, she had brought me some stuff, brought some stuff over and asked if I could help her make something that was like a nightlight like that. So I said, well, let me think about it. I said, I'm sure there's a way. I've just gotta like wrap my head around it. So I gave it a few days thought, and then I'm like, hey, Fiona. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this. So, hey, Donna, I know it is so cute. So I'm gonna do one, but I'm gonna do it a little different. Hey, Tammy, welcome, guys. About that. So I made some little fish. Remember a little while ago we had made these like really, really, really tiny fish? So I made, these ones are glow in the dark orange. I made some orange ones, some red ones, and some red and orange mixed. So I have those, and I'm gonna try to layer the resin, so hopefully they can show. So, but the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to get our two pieces of shell merged together. So these are local shells off our local beach here in Maine. And these are some shells as well. That's the insides. And I've got a few snails, some snail shells, and a few little mussel pieces. So I've got a bunch of different things from our local beach. And then also I've got my starfish that I bought off Amazon that we're gonna incorporate, and maybe some of these other shells. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip you guys down, and I'm going to figure out where I want my shell together. So that will give us the inside of our little nightlight. And then we will do the lights. So that's how I did it today. I did the shell, then I did the lights, and then I put the sand and started that. So let me grab some gloves. And I did wear gloves today too. You'd be so proud of me. So let me get these on, and then I will get you down. Hey, Laura. All right, so I'm gonna get you down. Sorry, I got my husband's shirt on. I'm like just comfy today. So I am gonna get those few little pieces of dirt out of there. Like I said, these are right off our beach here in Maine. Okay. So they're two different sizes and they're two different shapes, but it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, like if it was a normal shell, it would be opening this way. But because we're making it into a nightlight, it doesn't matter. So what I do is I kind of lean it up on a side, and I find like, okay, that fits like really good there. So that's the spot that I'm going to UV resin this together. So it's going to be somewhat open, somewhat closed. And then once that's cured, then we're going to put our lights in. So I'm going to use 2 different resins. I'm going to be using the Let's Resin High Viscosity for this and the lights. And then we'll switch over and we'll use the UV resin from Craftor. So all I'm going to do is we're going to put some UV resin, and I'm going to try to do it so you guys can see. So I'm just going to get the UV resin into that groove where I want this shell to be. And I'm going to get my flashlight and I'm going to turn it on so that I can just kind of pick it up. And I'm going to set this, I'm going to find that sweet spot where it kind of sits. And then I'm going to give it a cure. So once that's holding on, I'm going to go around the outside and the inside again with another layer of the UV resin, just to make sure that the both pieces are adhered together. See, it's not quite set because the top fell, so got to get the back side. I had no problem with the first one today, so this one better not give me a hard time. So if my friend had not asked me for any help in putting something like this together, I would have not thought of this on my own, guys. So thanks to Alicia for asking me for some help, because it definitely got my creative mind going. So I'm just putting a nice bead along where the 2 pieces meet. So, I mean, because these are real shells, you still are going to have to be careful, because it might not break at the UV resin point, but if you put too much pressure on it, it could break the shell itself, because they're going to be attached really, really well. So it's one of those, like, going to be a delicate thing for sure. So I'm trying to think of like a way that I could ship them and know they're not going to break. I probably have to stuff the inside with like some sort of a bubble wrap, I'm thinking. Sorry, excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna just get some UV resin. Basically, I'm just finished filling in the gap where those 2 pieces join together. And then we're gonna give that a good cure. So when it works pretty good up until once I get the lights on, then I gotta switch to a smaller light, because the flashlight becomes harder to get in here. Now, I just noticed something on this top shell. I'll show you here in a second. So I'm gonna fix that before I go any further. Okay. See how there's a slight crack right here, and you can see it even on the back. So I didn't notice that when I picked the shell. So I am just going to put a coat of the UV resin over it before I go any further. Just to give that extra little bit of support. Because when I put the lights on, I definitely don't want to break that. Okay. So I'm going to use my Let's Resin UV light, and I'm going to put this on. I'm just going to set that like that. I'm going to put it on for a couple minutes just to finish getting everything cured while I work on getting my lights. So I pretty much, because I did the one today, I pretty much have an idea of how I need to get this folded. So I'm just going to unwind everything into a long strand. And then I'm going to fold it in half. But when I fold it in half, I want to make sure that my two lights don't line up together. I want them to be like in the middle of the lights. So it's going to make it look like there's more lights. So I'm going to put this one just past this end one, because this is the part we're going to put inside the shell. That's how we're going to start it. So I'm going to just split it in half like this. And I'm going to take it in half, but I'm only going to fold this second half piece in half again, like that. Yes, I'm staggering the lights, Tammy. So I'm going to twist these just a little bit, and then I'm going to dry fit it before I start to UV them, because I want to make sure that I have enough. So the one I'm tripling is the one that's going to go in the lid. That's going to go up in the top. So, all right. I just want to dry fit this around real quick before I completely twist all the others. All right, so I could have, let me twist this over. So I could have come down a little bit more. So let me untwist this. Come on, let go. All right. So I'm going to bring this down to this point. And then I'm going to twist the whole thing so that it's really twisted together. And then I'm not fighting all the wires. And then I'm going to twist the first section as well. All right, so we've got that part twisted. Now we're just gonna continue to twist this next section. And this one doesn't twist as easy because it's only 2 strands. But it's just enough where we're not fighting with a whole bunch of extra loose wire wanting to go every which way and where we don't want it to go. Okay. All right, so, and we take our piece like this, and I have the light sitting on the outside. So far, the only part I don't like about this is this part hanging out. So my brain has been thinking all day on, like, what can I do to make this, like, be in something. So I'm thinking of making, like, a base so it looks like the clam is sitting maybe in water and have this into the back. But, yeah, I'll figure that out at some point. So I'm just laying it down inside, and that's going to be my first point that I'm going to UV resin down. So I'm going to hold my finger, and I'm going to try to get it so you guys can see. So I'm going to put some underneath. Then I'm going to hold my light down, and I put some more over the wire. And then we're going to cure that. So on the bottom, it's only 2 strands of the lights going around, and then the top will have the 3 strands, and there'll be a little bit in the middle, so we'll have more light shining down into the piece versus on, you know, around the rim, because we're gonna try to hide some of the wires with the sand. All right, so I'm just gonna, we're gonna put some more UV resin on the shell and then over the wires. And we're gonna cure it. And I'm gonna have to grab my little light because this is where it's, like that narrow part is a little bit hard to get my light down in there. I was like really surprised at how easy this had come together today. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I did not think of this sooner. All right, and then I will do the same thing right there. So I didn't even clean up my mess from today because I knew I wanted to do this with you guys tonight. So I've still got my cup out with my sand in it, which the sand is also from our local beach. All right. And then I'll do a little line. Oh. And sometimes it takes 2 fingers to get this to stay down. But then we're going to end up putting some of the sand over this bottom wire, which is going to further adhere it to the clamshell. All right, so I'm gonna, oh, I guess I did have my lights off. Okay. When my light shines on the light, it looks like the light's on. And I want that wire going inside. So I find a point where the wire is like completely laying flat when I push on it. And that's where I do my secure point. All right. Now, I just want to make sure that now I'm gonna have enough. Okay, yeah. All right, I just wanted to make sure because it's starting to triple here. So I wanted to make sure that I was still gonna have enough to do the top before I secured this down in the resin. So then I'm gonna flip my shell upside down to do the top part. So I'm gonna flip this over and so inside of this shell, there's like this little flat point. Hey, Sue. Hey, guys, if I missed you, hello, welcome. So I'm going to use that spot as my first tacket spot for the top set of lights. So I'm going to put some UV in there. And then, like this part here was, I'd say, the trickiest to kind of get that in there. All right, so I'm going to cure that. Oh. So I'll show you, once I get all the light attached, I will show you up close how it looks. Okay. Because the top one, there's going to be nothing hiding it. It's going to be in the, like in the cover of the light anyways, but so I want, you know, you want to make sure those top ones are really secure. And I think I misjudged my lighting a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to keep this one for my own bathroom where that shell is cracked because I didn't notice that. So, and then I'm going to put it under the light, the big light, in just a little bit. And we'll give that a good cure while I'm getting my sand and stuff ready. All right, so I'm going to tack it right there. Get some underneath and on top. So this is the longest part, guys, of this whole project, is just getting your lights in the way you want them. The rest is so easy. All right, we got one more little spot to tack. And then I will put it under the big light for a little bit and I'm trying to bend that without breaking my already adhered spot down. All right, last little bit here. So she also brought me some seaweed, but it rained today. It wasn't supposed to rain here, but it did. And I had left it outside because I wanted to, you know, finish like washing the salt off it and drying it good. And yeah, it rained, so it was wet. So, all right, so this is our little shell all lit up. And that's our top. So I did it on the inside a little bit so that it doesn't show from the outside, because this is going to kind of be covered in sand, so you really won't see it. All right, so let me shut this off. I'm going to stand that up, and we're going to get this curing just to make sure everything is nice and cured. All right, so I'm going to switch my UV resin. Hey, Jess. All right, let me stop here for a second and see who I've missed. Hey, Sue. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Tammy. Gina, Fiona, Sue. All righty. I think I got everybody. So, I also, hey, Jeannie. I also wanted to clear something up. On my giveaway for the resin, there was a miscommunication between me and Craftor. They had me pick, they said 16, 32, or 64. So I assumed the 64 was the gallon. They said 64 was 2 of the 32 ounce. So when I had emailed them, one of my winners had let me know that they had got 32, and I'm like, no, that's not right. It should be 64. So I had emailed my rep at Craftor, and, you know, I said, you know, that's fine. It was my mistake. I misunderstood. I said, you know, I will make the correction. And they said, you can either do that or we will make it up to them. So I chose to have them make it up to you. So you should be getting a second set of the 32 ounce. But I also want to give Craftor the credit, because they didn't have to do that. It was a miscommunication between me and Lily, but they honored it and they made it right, which in my book, that's good customer service. So thank you so much to Craftor for stepping up and doing above and beyond what you needed to do, because I really appreciated the giveaway, and I'm sure that everybody would have understood, but I didn't want my word to be, you know, ruin my credibility, because I'm a very honest, truthful person. I just tell you the way it is, and I didn't want anything like that coming in, you know, in between that. So where I have most of my winners on here, I wanted to clarify that so you heard it from me. I also made it in the post where I made my first light today when I made this one. Yes, Mary Beth, that to me is amazing. So I also said it when I was making this, because I didn't know I was going to be doing another one tonight, but it was so much fun. I'm like, I need to do it, and I need to show everybody. It's so easy. So yeah, so I did want to say that so that you guys totally understand. You know, and I was really impressed, because not a lot of companies, they would have said, well, you need to tell them that you screwed up, which was fine. I would have owned it. But, you know, they stepped up to the plate. So that tells me that's a good company right there. Yes, that Craftor is so fair. So I told them that I would publicly let everybody know that they have awesome customer service. So the only thing is when I message them, I don't hear back until nighttime, because they're in a different time zone. I think I think the person that I'm talking to is in China, because I only, like, all of my reps communicate with me from like 9 p.m. Eastern time until like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'll wake up and I'll have an email, so I'll message them, but I won't hear back until that following night. So, you know, it is what it is, not a big deal, but yeah, so that is the scoop there. So when you guys get it and it's short, hang on, they're gonna send some more. They're supposed to anyways. Okay, so this is the sand that Alicia picked up at our beach. And I know from seeing other people do beach sand, a lot of the beach sand is white. We have a nice mixture of color. This is our actual beach sand. Yes, the 40% off is for 2 gallons, guys. It's $42.99 for 2 gallons of the epoxy resin, which is usually like 60-something dollars. So if you guys want that, jump on that, because it's only good until the 25th. They said they could only do it for the week. So it's from now till the 25th. It is, their resin is amazing. And it cures so much quicker. At least in, you know, in my room, because I keep my room warm. But yeah, so there is that in the comments too. So don't forget about that. They've been really good giving me some good discounts for you guys. So that is amazing. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to flip you back down and we're going to get some sand mixed up. And I was nervous when I did this today because I'm like, oh, it's UV resin. I don't know if it's going to like cure through. It did with no problem at all. So I'm going to put that spoon in there. I'm going to transfer this. I did pull out a little jar, so I'm going to transfer that in here so I can give her back her container. But for now, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to use the Craftor resin because it's thinner than the high viscosity. And I'm just going to finish this bottle up. I'm not farting, really. All right, so I've had 2 bottles that have like semi to the end, and I wanted to get at least one finished. So, all right. So I'm going to make it thick, but not as thick as I probably would with like regular resin, because I mean, we want it to cure. So that's about, I mean, there's barely like a skim of resin on it, but it's going to be fine. So with this one, I'm going to try and put the sand just like around the edge so there looks like there's a pond in the middle. So I can see if I can get them fish to show. So if I can't, then I'll just fill it in with some sand. So basically, I just put this down and I spread it up over the wires or into the wires so that I had that that extra security holding those lights in. And I'm actually going to put just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let me stir this. All right. So I'm just going to kind of like you're buttering a piece of toast. And I am spreading it so it's somewhat thin. I don't want it to be too thick, but I also don't want to see the shell, you know, behind it. So I'm just kind of moving it around. Trying to get that wire in there. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to use my big light. So while I'm curing that, I can look for comments. All right. So I do have one spot that's driving me nuts right here. So this is, I'm pushing these wires that are sticking up down, and I'm going to get them into that sand because I don't want to see those wires sticking up. All right. I'm being nitpicky, I know, but I want the wire hidden as much as possible. All right, it's still a little sticky, but I'm going to get the sand in, and then I'll put it under the light again. Ooh. Get back up there, sand. And I'm gonna... Okay, so the lights are still shining through the sand. I wanted to make sure. You know, and then like after this live, what I'll do is I will just leave it under the light for, you know, like, I'll probably do the 20-minute one just to make sure that everything is nice and cured. Like, give it a good 10 minutes anyways, which I don't think I need that long, but just to be on the safe side. Because I want to make sure that it's, you know, it's cured all the way through. And as you can see, I'm not making my sand edges even because I want that to look like there's going to be some water down in there. Yep, so this started out just being, it was supposed to be a project for my friend's son's birthday that's coming up. And yeah, I am like so obsessed with these things now. You guys are gonna probably get tired of me making different things in them once I get to the beach. So she did bring me quite a few, but I want to go to the beach and, you know, pick up things that I want to put in it. So you're converting the lights, covering the lights with the sand. Yes, the lights and the wires on the bottom, if I can. Like I'll show you here in a minute. Some of the wires are still showing, but I can put my shells and stuff over those areas. Just, you know, trying to hide as much, I guess, as I can. So let me turn that on so you guys can see. Like this, the sand is right over that one and it's still showing. There's some sand over this one. So this, it's still showing through the sand. Like this one is sticking out. So, you know, obviously I'm not going to put the sand there. but it just helps hide that wire, and it gives it the extra security too, to make sure that that wire isn't going to come out. All right, let me shut that back off. Okay, so what I was thinking is going in with like the dark blue on the outside edges, and then a lighter blue in the middle, curing it, and then putting my little fish on top and putting some clear resin over the fish. So I don't know if that's going to work, but we're about to find out. All right, so that's the sky blue. So I'm going to do the dark blue first, and then I'm going to do the aqua. These are the Light Wish UV resin, the colored one. So I'm going to put the dark blue. I'm going to go like make a little trail like around the back, and I'm going to bring it up like on the sides of the sand a little bit, kind of like that, and then I'm going to cure it. So nothing is really, really deep on these guys. It's just getting that color in there. But the thing that I like is you can make a couple of these in a day. You're not waiting and waiting and waiting for, you know, 24 hours for your stuff to cure. All right. So let me, because I'm hoping that it kind of gives like the depth around the outside, but shallower and on the inside is kind of what I'm hoping it's going to look like. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll find out here in just a second. And I figured the aqua would be a better like watercolor because it would show, and it's a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna put a thin layer on the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna cure that because I pretty much have that where I wanted. It's touching the blue. So I'm gonna cure that. And there are some bubbles in there, but that's okay because it's water. So I'm hoping that my fish, my little koi fish thingies, will show up on that lighter color. All right, let me put that big light for right now here for a minute. Come on. Just so I can open my soda. All right. That should be done. Oh. I got a bubble. How did that happen this time? All right, so let me hold that down. All right, let me take my knife. All right, so I'm just gonna push that down. It's just not completely cured underneath. So what I'm doing, I'm just pushing down and I'm holding it down. Hey Denise, welcome. So I'm just kind of like holding that down and trying to get that to cure through. I think that spot was a little thick. And I don't want to push too hard. I'm just moving the bubbles. I got a spot where the resin's kind of coming up. All right, so I'm just gonna cure that down in there. I'm gonna let that cure really good. So let me move my bottles here. And I'm gonna put the big light on and we'll give that a good 2 minutes to cure. All right, so let me check comments while we're waiting on that. It's late, I missed you saying where you got the shells from. Mary Beth, I got them from our local beach. It should be in the description, Mary Beth. It should be in the description. I have it. I think it's the first thing in. If it's not in this, I will double check after, and if not, I will try to put it in the comments. So, yeah. All right. So that's cured now. Yeah, because it's a big long thing and it comes up and it shows the regular price and then it says at checkout it will go to the $42.99 for the 2 gallons. So yeah, that's a good deal. In fact, I'm gonna message her and see if I can take advantage of that too. Okay, so we have like a water bubble spot. It doesn't bother me too much because it's water. But like what I had done in my other piece was I had set a turtle in there. So if the fish don't show up, yeah, I knew you meant the 2 gallons. So I'm gonna put another thin layer of this lighter blue. So I'm gonna go a little thinner this time so that we're not having that same problem. So I'll just take my little stick. Oh, let me flip you back down, guys. Sorry. I forget when I'm live that I gotta, I'm moving the camera, so I gotta keep paying attention to that. All right, so we've got a nice thin layer. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the sky blue in between. It's for, I believe it is the Amazon link. Okay, I will get the link as soon as I'm done. All right, so this is just gonna be like a different color blue. So let me get this spread out and then I will show you guys. So that way we'll have like a dark, a light, a medium, and a light. And then it kind of hides that bubble a little bit. And I want to pull some of that through. So see how I just kind of blended that? And there's some bubbles, and I don't care, it's water. So I didn't do this on my other one, but if the fish show up, I'm gonna put a little, isn't that cute? I'm gonna put a little, like a little bit of a wave there. All right, why is my blues doing this? Let me... The only thing I can think of is there might have still been some sort of debris on my shell, but either that or my light is just not strong enough to cure it quickly. So I'm just holding it down this with my dotting tool. And it's moving the resin underneath. So that I can see if it's cured or not. How can the first one that I do come out perfect and then the second one I have oopsies? I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we're just gonna give that a good cure again with the big light. So maybe my battery's getting weak in my light here. All right. And like I said, I'm gonna completely cure this under the big light after we're all done, but oh, I mean, I got a little piece of light sticking out here. So I'm gonna just tuck that up in to the top. Okay. So I'm gonna place the little fish to see if I think they're gonna show. Oh, the red ones do. Let's see how the orange. I'll hold it up here in a minute, guys, so you can see. Yeah, I think that's gonna be cute. I'm gonna do a few different colors. And then I'm just gonna put regular UV resin over this layer. And that way they'll be underwater, but they will show. So I'm gonna use the red and the glow-in-the-dark orange ones, because I don't think the others are gonna show as much, just the plain orange. Let me see here. Flip over. Oh my goodness me. That one little fish does not want to cooperate. All right, you're gonna go in the timeout chair in a minute. All right, so. Look at the show, guys. All right, so I'm gonna put some clear UV resin over the top, and then we can start adding, like, you know, more sand or whatever once we get these kind of into place. I just want them to be submerged. All right. So I'm just gonna have to definitely put more, but I'm gonna run some of that up because it's a little thicker than what I wanted. So I'm just gonna spread that around so it kind of covers the bottom. And then I'll place my fish where I want them again, and we'll cure it. So I'm probably gonna cure it underneath that big light. Just, and I got one more red one. Let's put another red one up front here. All right. So I ended up with just 2 of the glow-in-the-dark ones because one fell out. He's over here. But we could also add him in after. All right, so that's drying good. Look at the little fishies. All right, so we definitely need another thin layer over the top. Oh, and I gotta let that cure some more. We got another bubble. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna put that like that so we can get that to cure. And I'll check some comments. Thanks, Mary Beth. Yeah, when I did that, I just thought it was like the cutest thing that I had seen. So I'm like, I wanted to do the one tonight a little bit different because the other one's coming out Saturday night for the first one that I made. So I wanted to, you know, change it up a little bit. All right. Let me get the smaller light and see if I can get that to cure better. I'm getting it right in there. I think I just put that very first layer a little too deep, but it's fine. You can always put a shell in the back there. Kind of looks really cool because it looks like the fish are in the bubbles. But at least they show. I was afraid they weren't going to show up at all. I don't know if you guys can see the little bubbles in the middle. Kind of looks kind of cool. All right. It's not moving no more. It's hard. Okay, so let's start adding some of the shells in on the sand. So how I did it before is I put some going this way, and then I had some going like upside down, because at the beach, you don't always find them going, you know, the right way. So that's kind of where my brain was going with that. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put a rock out there just so that it kind of covers that bigger bubble, and then I can always put some colored UV resin around it. So I'm just gonna set that rock on there, and then I'm gonna cure the rock. So you can see the two fish that glow in the dark, those two bright green ones. Those are the two fish that are gonna glow in the dark. Okay, and let's see. Trying to pick colors that they will show up. So I got a few little rocks that I'm gonna just kind of stick in the sand. You can see the two rocks. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of resin down. I'll move them, and I'll just flop them back into the resin, and we'll give that a cure. I just think these are so cute. So this is, instead of more like a, you know, it's like a little tide pool with some fish in it or something, but all right, let's all the shells that I have are fairly dark, so I want to use you know, some different ones. And I do want some like kind of sticking over the edge a little bit like that. So I got those three, so let me get those. I'll get that one down. All right, so we're gonna cure that one. I might have to open up one of my other, as long as I keep it upside down, I think I'm good. And then this one we'll put the right way. Well, if I can get it to lay down. There we go, just like that. Oh, remember back a while ago we were talking about the purse mold? Well, I got it coming. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so hopefully this weekend I will be doing that video. I just don't know what I'm gonna put on it yet. All right, put this one. Right there. I'm thinking my batteries in my light are getting really low because this one hasn't cured either, which I was afraid of that. I should have thought and changed them. See if this works. Oh yeah, that's working better. This little light here from Let's Resin, oh my gosh, that is the best. All right. Now I want, let's see, we're gonna put another big rock. Let's see. All right, we're gonna put that other big rock in the back. Just so I can have it, you know, be like completely different from my one I did today. And where's my light? All right. So you can see I got the two rocks in there. All right. Now I need some twirly ones. So these ones I got from Amazon. These little ones, but I tried to use as much as I could of, I have a bunch more upstairs, but they're big. So I would definitely have to use them in, you know, something that's bigger than this. So I'm gonna put one there and one there. We're gonna put that there and that there. And we're gonna use my little light. But these are so stinking cute, especially when they're lit up in a dark room. Oh my gosh. They are adorable. Okay. And we're gonna put a few on this other side. Put a bigger shell right in here, kind of sticking out. Because we don't want it to be, you know, too uniform, just inside the... Okay. And let's do one flipped over. These ones are even a little big, but what are we gonna do? We gotta work with what we've got, right? Now I need a few. Okay, we'll put him right there. And it's hard to like to show you guys and to be able to work on it, but hopefully we can at least get the gist of what I'm doing here. And I do want to put a snail somewhere in here. All right, we'll put that right there. I don't want to put too much in the front because I don't want to take away from being able to, you know, like see what's in there, but still have something in there. All right, now I guess we're gonna just put a couple starfish, and then I'm gonna put a final clear on the water area. All right, so let's see. I've got a little starfish, and we'll do a little broken one. Oh, I gotta put a shark's tooth too. We gotta put a shark tooth in it. These I ended up getting on Amazon as well. I have some in a jar. I grabbed this because it was left, what was left in the bag. All right, so we got a good one there. And I got a good one here. Okay. So yeah, so these are like real shark's teeth. But I ordered these on Amazon because that's the one thing we don't have around here. We can't find shark teeth on our beaches. All right, so we're gonna put one starfish back here. Let's see, we'll put the broken one towards the back. Oh, and it would help if I put them on the right side. Oh. Oh, that one's not quite cured. Because I wasn't having this problem earlier, so I'm going to change my batteries in both of my lights. And then I'm going to charge this one just so we know we have it. Let's see. We'll put a shark tooth right there. I mean, if we wanted, we could actually even paint the outside of the shell, but I think leaving it natural makes it look more authentic. And let's see. Put a starfish over here. Yeah, because it's curing good now with this light. And let's see, we need another little sharky tooth. I know the fish doesn't go with the beach theme, but you know, it's a make-believe pond. In my fairyland, anything goes, right? So I will make a couple of these and bring them to the craft fair that I'm going to at the end of April, and just kind of see what kind of feedback I get, you know? Okay. So that is looking good. I am just gonna put, I'm just gonna give this a good cure down in the bottom, just to kind of really make sure that that is, and like I said, I'm gonna put it under the big light for quite a while, just to make sure that everything is completely cured through. But I do want to put another layer of clear over my little fishies. All right. So, you know what? I want to mix up a little bit of white, and I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle in that top layer of clear. So, and I can't find my little, those little silver, not silver, but the disposable plastic cups. I just got a bunch of them, and for the life of me, I cannot find where I put them. So I'm gonna put a little bit in here, and I mean, it's a little drop, because I'm just gonna put a little bit of white in there, and well, there. We're gonna finish this bottle. There, finished up 2, and now I have 2 of the high viscosities opened, but that's okay. So we're gonna put a little bit of the crushed crystal in this little bit right here. And let me see, what do I have? I've got the Jade Diction. I got a little bit of this one left. I just don't want to use the high viscosity when I don't really need to. All right, so and I'm gonna spread that. Actually, I'm gonna use the tip part. So I'm just kind of spreading that around, because I want the fish to be coated on the top, and some of them is poking through a little bit. Not like it's gonna matter, but I'm just gonna spread it so it's a thinner layer. And then I'll cure this, and then we'll put another layer, and I'll put some white, and then we'll try to make it look like waves, even though we got the wrong kind of fish in there. It don't matter. It's the concept. And like, I'm gonna need like a smidge of the white, just like a little tiny bit. All right. Yeah, that's, let me move some of this stuff out of my way here. And I'm gonna put this sideways and just give that a good curing in there. Kind of trying to prop it up here a little bit so it can, the light can get in there. Now I've got to put my, all right, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna put my sparkle. I'm gonna just drizzle some of the sparkle on that top. Just so we have a little bit of a sparkle in the water, even if it's just by the shore. All right, so put that like that. All right, we're gonna let that cure. Let me. Hey, Kimberly. Oh, stop. I'm trying to read the... Oh, no, you had to yell at USPS. It's two gallons all together, Mary Beth. Oh, you don't have shells that big around there? Yeah, we have some good size ones. So now I want to put a little bit of the clear and then the white. So I've got to take, where's my white? Right here. Let me get some white. Let's see. Nope, that's right here. I'm just gonna like toothpick, not even a toothpick. I'm just gonna use this, the end of this, just to kind of all right. I'm gonna have to add some more in there. Now we'll just mix the high viscosity with the other one, because I want enough to kind of go around the edge. All right, so that I think is gonna work. And like I said, I do not have much in there at all. All right, so let me put my cover on my paste, because we all know what will happen if I don't. And I'm going to keep this here because I'm going to put that underneath after. And I'm going to put, I'll put some of this, just drizzle it in there. And then I'm going to put some right up on the sand. All right, so I'm just going to kind of move that around. Because I'm putting some like in front of these rocks. So I'm just kind of, I'm trying to get it so it's thin and kind of going all the way back. All right. Now, to put some white. And so I'm just kind of oh my gosh, these are so fun, guys. All right, let me try and set that before my waves move, and I'll show you guys here in a second. Look at that. And with the lights off, this shines, the bottom, it shines really, really good. All right, so I'm just gonna put this light on, and I'm gonna do the 5 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of pick up some of my mess here. I don't know, Tammy. I was going to ask you guys what you would think. Oh. He didn't pick them up today from the local post, never answers the phone. Oh, no. I got them off our local beach. Well, I didn't. A friend of mine did. All right, I'm gonna throw that cup away because I have resin in it. These, so I still have a little bit of sand left in here, but that's the good thing is you can leave it like this, and as long as you don't have any UV light, it won't cure. So you can just kind of hang on to it for another project. So I know I'm gonna be making more, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it. So yeah, so most of the shells that I used in the project were from our local beach. Like these snails are from my beach. Some of them I used were bought-in. The starfish were bought-in. And the little cog shells and stuff, those were bought-in. But the bulk of it was from our local beach. All right, so that's curing good. All right, I can take my gloves off here because I'm pretty much done. But isn't that a cute idea, guys? So they have 2 different types of seaweed. So I've got one type. I don't have the second type. So I want to get some of those. I'm definitely going to pick up some different sizes. A lot more small ones. But yeah, I'm even going to try to get some of, I don't know what they call it, but it's like a moss that grows at the beach. I'm going to even try to bring some of that home. Hopefully I can find a sand dollar. Like this is a shell from our beach. And look at the inside. It has like a pocket in it. I had never seen any like that with a pocket in it. And Alicia had brought quite a few of those. And then this is like a baby mussel. A little mussel clam. So yeah. So now that it's going to be getting warmer, I can get to the beach. And let me shut my ring light off because maybe it will. I know my husband's gone to bed, so there's no sense in me yelling up to see if he can shut the light off so you can see it. But this is our cute little night light. Isn't that adorable, guys? And in the dark, hey, Jenny, in the dark, they're so cute. Like on your, I'm going to put this one on my bathroom sink. You're in Alabama. Oh, goodness. But yeah, these are going to be so much fun. And I like how the little waves in there look. So I guess I'm going to have to invest in like the little tiny, like little sharks, maybe some little jellyfish, you know, like different sea creature type thing, but little that we can incorporate into these. Because I really think these are going to sell. Once I can figure out what to do with this dang hanging cord thingy. This is what I don't like. I mean, I suppose I could glue it, you know, to the back so then it wouldn't be hanging. So yeah, I might do that. And that way you can just kind of reach in, you know, turn it on and then turn it back off. So that might work. But I am going to try to rig up something that this can sit in, and I can have this behind it. You know, like even if we had some sort of something standing on the sides, trees or something, just to kind of hide that. But yeah, but no, I think it's cute. So, and like I said, but I didn't notice that this had a crack in it when I first started. So I UV'd the crack on the top. And so that way I don't have to worry about this breaking. But if somebody pushed on it, you would break your shell probably before you'd break your UV hold here. So, but they're 2 different size shells, but I still made it work. So yeah. I had so much fun doing these. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna stand my shell up because I just want to make sure that that gets really cured in there. I just need something to rest up. All right, I think. There, that'll work. That's the one good thing with those lights. See how I have it like tipped down and angled? So yeah, that Let's Resin cordless light is amazing. So these are my other little fish that I had made today. I still have a bunch made. And that one's the glow in the dark. So I made some red, some orange, some red and orange, and the glow in the dark orange. Good idea you have, isn't it? Yeah. I went to Portland. There was a bicycle thing going on. Oh, hang on. So we didn't go in the city. Oh, cool. Yeah. It was probably the Beach to Beacon. I don't know which one's what anymore. Oh, you used to live outside of Portland? Cool. You're in Wyoming, you know beaches either. Oh, goodness gracious, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to give that a good 5 minutes to, you know, really cure good. And, yeah, then it'll be done. So, and this is the first one that I did. So you can see the difference. And with this little guy, he's got a little turtle in there. So you can make each one different. Like he's got a little bit of water around him, but it doesn't show up as much because it's on the sand. But you can still see it. So, yeah. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll let these, you know, like I said, sit under the light. I'll probably put it on the 20-minute cycle and just leave both of them under there. Make sure that they're cured through, and then I'll bring that one upstairs and put it in my bathroom. Oh, I think they're going to sell really well too. My biggest fear is like transporting them. So I told my husband, I said, they're going to have to go into like a box with like tissue paper or something on the bottom where I can just take the tops of the box off, because you can't just set these in, you know, like in a tote or something, because they're going to break. Everything's going to fall off of them. So, or if something pushes on the top, you know, like this one I had extra lighting, so I just ran it through the center. So, yeah, you know, each one's going to be a little bit different. But I also thought about putting one of my little axolotls in there. You know, we could make it so it's just like just a pond, and then put just the axolotl in there. And I think that would be really cute as well. You know, because he's, you know, he does fit in there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, definitely. It rains too much for you, yeah. This past year it's rained too much here for me even. Holy God. So yeah, that's going to be my next thing, is getting like a sturdy box with like a cover that goes on and off this way. So that way I can have like one on display at like a craft show and have the others in the box, but have the cover off so that people can look at them. You know, even if I had them like sitting in there like this, so when they look down, they could see what's in the shell. So yeah, that's going to be, so my two things I got to do is figure out a spot to put the lighty thing, the on-off switchy, and then to, you know, be able to transport them without breaking them. Oh, alrighty, guys. If you do, does anybody have any questions? So, as soon as this video loads, that's what I'm thinking too, like bubble wrap or something in a box. I just don't want any pressure to be able to like get on the box. So I will put the link for the 2 gallons of the Craftor resin in the description once this video loads, which probably will not be, yeah, it didn't look too noticeable on the back, so that's probably what I'll do on those. I will put the Craftor code. I think it's in, I don't know if I put it in the video from last night or not. I don't think I had it then. But I will put it, once this video loads, I will put it in the comments and I'll put it in the description. So that way there you guys, okay, Mary Beth, so that you guys can order that if you want. So, and then I do have discount codes for the Let's Resin products, so don't forget to check the description. And I got to change it on my main page because it automatically posts what's there, so I have to go into my computer and I have to fix it there. So, yeah, when I do a live anyhow, so I will get you that link. There is one, if you go to the community tab under the post, I do have a post there with the link. So I did post it there, so that's a spot you can find it. But if not, by morning, I will get the link to you guys. Alrighty, guys, I am going to let you go, and I will see you guys all on the next video. Okay, guys, bye.